Good morning, guys. Just getting this started. Let's see if I can get this set up. 1 second. There we go. All right. So market is opening in 3 seconds. Oh, okay. Gotcha. So looks like our size midway. We're looking up. I always like these to be a little bit closer, but we'll see. I don't know. I feel like sentiment is like super low today. Lots of weird news coming out. We've got the potential railroad strike next week. That's looming. It was just a sentiment trader on Twitter. If you don't follow them, you should totally do that. Lots of good stuff on there. Just showed a chart. Let's see if I can. Anyway, let's see if I can pull this up. Here we go. I don't think you can see that. So Sentiment Trader on Twitter just showed a chart that basically those shorts were $8.1 billion short on the market. So, but here we go, up. 270, about a 50 cent, 60 cent move already. Just released the Fed's Bullard. Says rates after catch up will be, hold on, I gotta find this other window. There we go. After catch up will be more flexible. Says good CPI report shouldn't affect September. Fed call says labor market tight, lots of wage pressure. So it looks like we're building up here. Oops. I'm sorry, I'm actually not at my normal spot today, so if you experience some buffering or something like that, I apologize. I'll be back next week at my normal spot with better connectivity. So it might come and go, but if you experience some buffering or something like that, sorry, I'll get that fixed next week. I am off site today. So VIX just had a giant spike, followed by a giant fall. That's kind of crazy. So I've got a lot of selling pressure at 404. We can see here that's going to be a pretty hard line. We might make it to it. We might get close and then fall back as we're doing now. And then we have this hard resistance here. I think I said support for 404, but hard resistance at 404, and then another one at 404.43. So just kind of be on the lookout for that. Fed's Bullard says markets underpricing, higher for longer rates. That's probably a bullish comment. We will see though. So we have a potential turning point right here at the 50 line. If we cross over that, we can keep pushing up. Currently, I am watching the 404 calls and the 403 puts. Just watching. So I'm going to edit that. I'm going to watch the 404 both. That's going to be an interesting line in the sand. Sorry for the background noise. Again, I am off-site today. Let's get this one up to... Oh. Market sentiment is just not fantastic. This is struggling here. It kind of wants to get over it, but generally what I want to see is it just absolutely fire through it and just kind of hovering around it. That's potential red flag for me. So what I really want to see is I really want to see it to come up somewhere between the 404 and the 404.43. I want my RSI up here, preferably at least at the 83.77 line, which is shown to be, you can look back through, it always gets kind of close. You might even touch it, kind of close, and we can see, so see, touches it here, starts to fall. And it touches it here, starts to fall. Then it rebounds off the 50 line there, comes up here, touches it, falls. So we can see that's kind of a pretty hard line for us to watch. We come up here, zoom out, I'm just kind of showing you what I watch for. So say we come up here, we actually go a little bit above it, closer to the second hard line. So that 91.88 is my like, yeah, we're going down. So up here, you can see it starts to fall. We can go over here, see it here, and starts to fall. So that's what we're watching for. We want it to touch that to kind of be our confirmation. Here again, kind of touches it, get a little bit of a fall, but doesn't get as near. Gets up to that second, we have the fall. So that's what I'm kind of looking for here. That's what I'd like to see. I don't like that. I hate when I do that. There we go. So again, we're also watching the VIX. This is our primary indicator here. It's a combination of the RSI and the volume zone oscillator. We're going to watch this RSI as well, and then of course refer to our VIX. If anything, I would probably expect some kind of sell-off towards the end of the day if we stay up, if we get to that point. But you know, I don't know. We'll just kind of watch it and make decisions based on what it does. So this is the pump that I want here. I really want to get to that 404.43. But it's just struggling. Every time buyers come in, sellers just absolutely demolish them. But I mean, you know, we're only 14 minutes in. New candle coming in. Oh, no. Hmm. So we could, yeah. So this is our second touch here. And what we might be trying to form here is a descending triangle, which would put us towards a big move around here. So I would expect a drop between here and here. So let's see the exact sum that is. That is between 1040 and 1128. It's kind of a wide range, but we'll just kind of watch it and see. On a descending triangle, what you want is you want it to honor this all the way up until about this point, so about that 1040 point. So if we come up and we touch it here, touch this downward trend, we'll touch it, and then we might kind of come down here to the next pivot point, the next resistance, and then push back up. And then once we touch there, that's going to be our buy-in area right in here. And then what we'd expect to see, I mean, this is all but a descending triangle. I mean, I just need confirmation for the next 10, 15 candle or so for the next 30 minutes. And then I would expect a pretty big fall. Descending triangles are always good when you can recognize them, because puts will absolutely pay. If you watch some of my other streams, you'll see that I'm a big fan of triangles. Ascending triangles, symmetrical triangles, descending triangles. But when you can pick them out, then you can generally do pretty well. And on this is fine. You're going to get wicks because it's not going to be exact. It's going to be super close. I mean, I might have actually that's probably a little closer, so I still think this is kind of the time period here. But again, we have to honor this. The bodies of the candles need to stay within. We prefer the wicks too, but definitely the bodies. So next candle here, bounce around, support, resistance, support, resistance, down. We could see 487 below that. At that point, I'd probably do the halfway point, because as this 200 period moving average here is going to start moving. So I'd probably say 399.36. I mean, we're probably going to go, if this is the case and this does hold, then we're probably going to see below 400 today, which is a giant move. And if that happens and we can catch it, we can make some good money. We being me, of course, because this is not financial advice. This is just simply me recording what I'm doing. Don't forget to subscribe, like, follow, comment, if you haven't done so already, just to kind of keep up with me and see what I trade, how I trade, when I trade. So same, we're running that pretty well. Again, we're going to want this next candle, the 10 o'clock candle. We've still got time. I mean, this could absolutely break. It's not a sure thing ever. But what we're doing is we're trying to minimize risk. So as long as this honors this and we get down here, this should be a pretty solid buy-in for me. But, you know, we're just going to watch it and see. The big thing here on a descending triangle is going to be these two touches. Every touch that we get is going to basically sure up our statistics. So as long as we don't break below it or above it, then we should hold this. But we absolutely want to hold it. We want this to confirm. So we'll watch the 10 o'clock candle, the 10:15 candle, and then as we start to kind of squeeze this down, again, this should be the time period between 10:30 and I think I said like 11:20, 18.
Did you say 18?
18, yeah.
You have 18 fucking computers?
Yeah, why not?
You only have 3 screens.
Yeah,
Oh.
fine. I'm live too, so say hi.
Hi.
Are we boosting ratings?
I can.
This is like OnlyFans marketing.
Video.
It's all right. So the good thing is they can't see.
I can just imagine.
Look, I'll show you. This is what they see. They see this and they see this. That's it.
For? To beat people with.
Yeah, that's the spanking spoon.
Careful with the head there. Remember when that cracked that one?
Oh, sorry.
Remember that crack?
Sorry, we're just having a party over here. Trading party.
What did you crack it on?
No, you didn't. That's hilarious.
Okay. Oh yeah, I'm working on it.
Let's check.
Sorry. I'm just taking mine.
Yeah, I think we all did.
She got hurt this morning.
Good job, Jordan, by the way, putting the grape juice back. Now I can't open the drawer.
What?
Can you open the bottom drawer to get the grape juice out?
Yeah. I've got 8 minutes till the next candle. Oh, geez. Oh, here we go. You want this? Sorry, guys. Again, we are off site today. You can talk, that's fine.
I don't have these two. Are they the same?
Oh, it's just two different charts, yeah. So one, click on one. So that's the 15-minute, click on the other. Yeah, 15 minutes.
Like close one.
Yeah, if you want to. So again, we are still honoring this descending triangle here. We just want to make sure if it makes it all the way. If we break below it beforehand, that means we missed the trade, which is fine. We just want to make sure we get down into the squeeze because that is going to be confirmation of our trade. So, sorry, this is going to be repetitive and redundant, but that's okay because you guys can learn along. So essentially, we're drawing a triangle here. This is called a descending triangle. And what we're looking for is a squeeze in this area between these two lines. So that's generally going to be the biggest impact. So what we want it to do until we get to this point is to honor this downtrend here and not pass the low point here. So we have two touches here, which is good. That's a good confirmation that this is a descending triangle. We might want 3 touches, but that runs a risk of it breaking through, and we don't want to prematurely break through. We want it to honor this, and we want it to honor the downtrend of the descending triangle. And we're still going to watch VIX. Just having these huge spikes. And then down, and then up, and then down, and then up, and then down. So what we can do here, so this is also a really good thing, because this is saying at the 10 o'clock candle, we might break through. Okay. So what we want on the symmetrical triangle, generally that's going to be a more bullish triangle. It's a little bit more bullish than bearish. It can always break down the other way. However, in this case, we think it's going to be bullish because as VIX pumps up, then that's going to make, as I've said in previous videos, our SPY drop. So, that 10 o'clock candle, that's getting close. Let's see if we can make this a little bit wider. So, if this does break out here, as it pumps up, it goes up. So the halfway points, okay. So the point is going to be right around there. So that's what we want VIX to do. So we're going to put an alert right here, add it above, and there. So as it starts to pump here, let's put a couple more alerts just so we know. Add it above, and then once we break our trend here, let's scatter above. There we go. So as VIX starts to pump, it will alert us. Of course, if it goes the other way, we want to be alerted for that as well. Oops, wrong one. We want that one below. So, there we go. We have our VIX set up, so it's going to alert us as it does its thing. We're going to make sure that this honors this. So of course, VIX breaks below. Still honoring our triangle here. So essentially what we're looking for between 10, hold on. If I can find my right screen. Here we go. Between 10:39 and 11:28, 11:28. That's when we would expect, if this honors this triangle, that's when we would expect to see the move down. So we're just kind of watching, making sure that this, we don't care as much about the wicks. We want the wicks to stay there, but as long as the body of the candle honors this downtrend, then we should see a fall. So VIX, we need to change this a little bit. So this will actually be better because this is going to push us closer to what we want. Yeah. What?
Do I need to buy anything?
So SPY's now hits. Do you need to what?
Do I need to buy anything right now?
You don't have any buying power yet?
What? Basically anything should I do?
Yeah, it's okay. It usually takes a few days to load. So we got new candle forming in 17 seconds. So let's see if our body holds here. Looks like we're trying. Yeah. Help yourself. So we might be breaking our triangle. Alright, so this is bust. We'll have to figure out the next one. Like I said, this is what you watch for, because anytime it can break out above, VIX can do whatever it wants to. We are just simply looking for trends that we can confirm so that we can make awesome trades. So as I said at the beginning, what I'd really like it to do is pump up to this 404.43, since we didn't honor our triangle, our descending triangle here, and really get this RSI up to that 83.77 range, maybe a little bit above it just to make sure, and then get our volume, keep our volume zone oscillator up here. Our money flow index is kind of a secondary. I don't watch that as much. It's kind of similar to the volume zone oscillator. It's all about the flow of money, obviously, as it says. So there we go. We touch our 404.47, and we plow right through it. That's crazy. Wholesale inventories, month over month, 0.6% versus 0.8%. Just came out. So inventories are a little bit lower. I guess bullish news, I would think. I mean, they're getting rid of inventories, but also I would assume we would need a little bit of inventory considering. So get over to our VIX. Here we broke below our symmetrical triangle here, which is fine, because we are just looking for confirmations. So, unconfirmed, unconfirmed. We will look for the next one. Oops. I'm going to keep this here, actually, because we did have several touches of this. So here, let me look and see. Oh, yeah, it's this grease, so I would put it, yeah, I'd put it in like a, paper bag and put it in the trash or something. No.
grab the iron tablets and date.
Do 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 do
I'll
do.
put it off for right here.
Again, don't forget to subscribe, like, and share if you like my content. Just trying to get through and teach you guys how I trade, why I trade, and when I trade.
No, I'll do. What'd you say?
I have no idea what he said either. Eat faster. Eat faster.
I'm gonna eat fast.
So I'm still watching this time frame just to kind of, because again, even the market can be kind of weird sometimes. So we'll see.
Did you know what time?
Your wallet? I saw it right there before. Yeah. Let's take a look at our Forex calendar for Friday, September 9th. So we had the final wholesale inventories month over month at 10, and then we have the Fed speaking at noon. We got two Fed people, Waller and George, at noon o'clock. Y'all don't have to be quiet. Y'all don't have to be quiet. Ugh. Give us some background noise. I can watch them if you want to put them in. And
It's on the bottom shelf. Not next to the behind.
you can use mine. Use it. Yeah. Hey, what's up, Nico? Sorry, I just saw your message. I had them minimized. How you doing, bro? Glad to see you here, buddy. I love those knives, Tori.
They were only $45.
It's awesome. It's a good buy. So again, just kind of watching, seeing what happens, what's going on. $405.23 down to 404. About a 50-cent move there. So I'm going to mark that. Just so that we'll know that's a resistance and or support in the future. I like to do that just so I can identify later on, because if we see like touch all the way through, we kind of know what's going to happen. So we kind of have our day's range here. Starting to build this RSI up here, 73. Just would like us to be able to get to this 83.77 or the 91.88. A little bit of a push up on VIX here. It's funny, anytime you see like a big news of shorts going short, whatever, you're always going to have some, well, I say always, a lot of times you're going to have some market pump because the bulls are like, screw these bears. That's awesome, man. I'm glad you're here. We'll be back at our normal spot next week if you want to join us. Nico. $9.57. That was an interesting point. So at $9.57 we were at 403.31 and we got up to 405. So almost a $2 move there. Let's take a look. So, 909. Call 403. So at 9:54, we went from $1.55 to 2.88 on the 403 call. So about an 85% move. They'll grow. I mean, they're like that big when you cook them.
They're like this big, you know, they're not like, I mean, they're not small, but make a lot.
You just have to eat like 9 of them. So it's funny. I'm kind of just looking at several other charts too. So it looks like we're actually about to have another little bit of a pump. We can make it halfway up to 404.77, or we can make it all the way up to 405.24. I don't think we're gonna bust through that though. I mean there's a lot of range there. With it being a Friday and an uncertain market, I don't know. I mean, it's absolutely possible, but I don't think it's gonna happen. Nico, how's the sound, man? I was getting some warnings earlier that there could be some buffering or whatever. Is it okay? Oh, there we go. Bust right through that, huh? The market does not care about my feelings. Oh, it's fighting it there. Again, we're getting super close to this time frame, so this is going to be big, I think. Even with the descending triangle, I mean, the bears and the bulls are constantly fighting, but they're also watching exactly what we're watching. They're seeing price levels and all of that. So, like I said before, this is a giant video game. It's literally bulls versus bears, and who's going to win. It's like our RSI is building up to that 83.77. That's what we want to see. If it's going to go that route, then that's what we want. So there is a support at that 404.83 too, kind of weak, but it's there. It's like there's a rather large sell order at the 405.60 level per the book map. If you guys aren't familiar with that, book map is phenomenal. It's a great way to kind of see level 2, but a little bit more detail. So if you're familiar with level 2, all book map is just a better way to see it. So it sees all the active orders coming in, but it kind of gives it to you as a graph. So you know where the orders are without having to scroll up, scroll down. You can kind of just see it all on one page. Book map. If you're trading on Thinkorswim, just open a ticket and tell them you want to add book map. They'll ask if you want the paid version or the free version. Free version will let you see 3 stocks. I think Tesla, ES, and maybe one other, Microsoft, Apple, something like that. But you can familiarize yourself with it. Okay. If you guys aren't here, I'll take it out.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
I'll finish the fishing.
I can load it.
What time does that thing need to be taken out?
I set a timer. Jordan said he'd take it out and walk all around.
Yeah, she's got a timer on.
The microwave should go off, it's right there.
I'm watching it. Mm-hmm. So looks like we might have a little bit of upside here. Again, I'm looking at multiple charts. The 15 minute is kind of what I trade based on, but my general 3-screen setup I didn't want to make the screen for you guys too busy to. So, there is a potential bull flag here. So if we have a little bit of a downside here, again, I am very bearish right now, just because of all the negative news and the potential railroad strike next week, and just there's a lot of things that are just negative in the market right now. Interest rates, the Fed, like just everything going on. So I'm very bearish. However, we can be short-term bullish when we are medium to long-term bearish. But if this does play out, next candle here in 9 minutes, if this turns out to be a green candle, we'll see. But if that's the case, we could have a little bit of a bull flag here, even there. Same difference there. Let's see, but that 404.43 again is going to be a hard support now that we've passed it. We'll see if it holds. If it does, this candle's green. We could have a bull flag, have it come up. Green candle, then we'll have potential red candle, and then if we do, we could have an upside up to 407.50 range. Again, that is not my sentiment. I don't think that's going to happen, but it is a possibility. And again, we can see bouncing right off that support. Again, know your patterns, know your supports, know how to get these. These are all Fibonacci. Really good stuff. Really good stuff. There's a really cool guy you can watch. He trades a little bit different than I do. His name is Steve, and he hosts the channel Options Trading with Steve. Really cool guy. Really good trades. He doesn't do as many like scalps as I do, but he trades more than just SPY. But he offers a really good class. Really good stuff. He's a cool guy. So definitely check him out if you get a chance. He's got a lot of cool content. I haven't seen his YouTube in a long time. But Options Trading with Steve. Okay, I'm back with audio. Again, we can see this is still kind of following this line here. This nice little support at 443. Again, what's it gonna do? We have 4 minutes till the next candle. Actually, we have 4 minutes and 17, 16, 15, 14 seconds. You guys, I think, are 10 or 15 seconds behind me. So, yeah. Or actually, sorry, 3 minutes and 5 seconds, 4 seconds, 3 seconds, 2 seconds, 1 second. 3 minutes from now, minus the 10 or 15 seconds that you were behind. That next candle is going to be super important because we are going to see if this closes green, then we could have a bull flag. I mean, you can have a 3 candle bull flag here with a drop, but I'd really want it to be from this one. I mean, that's really what I would want, just to be more confident in it. Let's redo this just because I've messed with it a lot. So our target there, out point would be 406-ish. Gah, that's crazy. But again, I'm very bearish long term right now. But we will see if today has some short-term bullishness. U.S. imposes sanctions on Iranian intelligence ministry. White House says U.S. continues to seek diplomacy with North Korea. White House says U.S. has made it clear it has no hostile intent towards North Korea. Huh. Well, that's terrifying. Is North Korea making threats towards us? I mean, more than usual. So we got our RSI still building up towards that 83.77. Looks like we are going to close this green, which means potentially we need a red candle here for a bull flag. Will that happen? Stay tuned. And I will be right back. Okie doke. U.S. continues to seek diplomacy with North Korea. Well, here's the start of our red candle. Oh, trying to go green. Oops, sorry. So again, next couple of candles after this one, 10:45 range to 11 o'clock candle, is going to be very telling for the day. Even though that we broke our descending triangle here, basically a fake out. What it actually ended up being, nope, it wasn't even that. Strange. So again, we have the Fed talking at noon today. Neither of them, again, in my opinion, I don't think anybody is as hawkish as Jerome Powell. So when he speaks, I always kind of get super worried. But, nope, here's another North Korea report. White House says it is aware of reports on North Korea moving on nuclear program. Oh, yeah, so that's why they said they don't have any beef with North Korea. Crazy times, man. Crazy times, crazy times. So see, this is why we drew this line here earlier when it touched here, when it was absolutely just plowing through everything, and then it hit here, and then it dropped. Because now we can see it floating around because this is a resistance point. So anytime you can see like multiple candles up, or multiple candles down, and you see like touch, or at least one hard touch followed by a drop, always mark it, because that's potentially something that you can watch later, and we can see, we're just kind of hanging around that 405.41. And it's like every time we try to get past that, it pushes it back down, So, or sorry, 405.24. Currently over that, but again, still kind of floating around it. It's kind of that area. So, just something good to watch. Know your supports, know your resistances. So again, RSI is building up to this 83.77 we've seen in the past. As it gets closer to that, goes a little bit over here, and then we have a 401.90 to 401.02, so about $1 drop there. If we go over, touches it here, we have a 484 giant drop here to 395.6. That's a $5 jump there, or drop. See a touch here. You have a 398.63 down to 397, so $1.50 there. So you can keep going back and just kind of reference this, but here it got up to the 91.88, and I marked these a really long time ago, so we could go back and see. I mean, like a really long time ago. So these are price levels. So we would have to probably go back to the 4-hour charts. Okay, so you can see where I marked these. So I marked these on 8.8 for that one, probably 8.7 for that one. But you can see how it's honored them all the way through. And this is the 4-hour chart, so it's going to reflect a little bit differently. But let's get back to our 15-minute. You can just kind of see that that's generally the waves. So as we get closer to that, we need to watch it, see if we can find any kind of confirmation of a change. Because again, this is a video game. This is buyers versus sellers, bulls versus bears. And we just need to know whose team we need to be on. That's it. Again, people say you can't chart VIX. I try to anyway. Just because, it's a video game. And we want to see what it does. Any kind of trend that we can find, any kind of pattern that we can find, that's going to help us be more successful in our trades. The trend is your friend, so you absolutely want to find that. So everything's gearing up here. Our stochastic, our RSI is pushing that 83.77. Getting close. We have our volume zone oscillator at the top here. We have our money flow index at the top here. Everything is saying that we're probably going to have a downside. So you can kind of watch this and see what happens. It's funny, we're entering my time frame here. So what I would watch for is, since we have this set up here, yeah, if I can get it. There we go. We can potentially have an upside here. That's weird. We'll need to pull back from that down to here, this next candle that's happening in right now. So we'll need to pull back to 430 range. Or we can, just have a complete weird day. That's the halfway point here. This is crazy to me. Absolutely crazy. Let's see what our book map's saying. It's nuts. So the 403 calls at 9:44 this morning were selling for $1.33. They are now up to $3.55. Almost a 300%, like a 280% gain if you would have got in calls here. 9:45. VIX up and our SPY. There's a small support at 405.67 range, but again, kind of weak. We are now in the danger zone. Danger zone! We pull back here to this 404.50 range. Probably going to grab some calls and expect it to propel up to that 408.50, which is just, again, absolutely crazy for me, because that means we will be short-term bullish for the day, when overall I am fairly bearish. But if COVID taught us anything in the markets, that everything is upside down. Bad news is good news, and good news is bad news. But that's fine, because the trend is your friend every time. You caught that reference, huh? Danger zone! Wow. So I guess we're not going to get our healthy pullback here. I mean, we still got 10 minutes, so it's possible. It's almost as if we were building towards that 12 o'clock double-edged Fed. I love it, man. We're building up to that 12 o'clock double-edged Fed speech. I would love to have a 60 to 100% trade today, so we're gonna watch it and we're gonna pick it out and we're gonna snipe it. We being me, just me. Because again, this is not financial advice. This is simply me recording what I'm doing, how I'm trading, why I'm trading, when I'm trading, all of the questions. God, that is insane. We're just going to pump all day until we don't. Oh, fun times. So we look at our VIX here. We did attempt to break out of our symmetrical triangle. Could potentially pump up. Could potentially go down. All of our indicators are pointing down though. And we finally crossed this 84 or 83.77 here. So if we get up to that 91.88, that's a pretty good determination of going down. But I will not move until I have a strong confirmation of one direction or the other. you know, like VIX pumping up. I need to adjust this. I don't like when this chart gets aesthetically displeasing. Sorry, I try to mute during coughs when I can, but so this is strange. The VIX is pumping up, like I said, breaking out of our symmetrical triangle. Again, maybe it's just luck, but people always go, you can't chart VIX, you can't chart sentiment. I mean, I think you can sometimes. I mean, it works here. It's worked plenty of times before. Sometimes it fails, but I mean, that's just like any other chart that you're charting. I mean, you're looking for patterns, and sometimes you're going to see patterns that aren't actually there, which is fine. You just need some kind of confirmation. So, you know, with VIX, it's hard to have a confirmation, but you can still chart it. I mean, you can still try to pick up on patterns, and, you know, I don't know. Maybe that's just me. Again, I really want this pullback down to 404.43. I mean, I would settle for just below this now support, 405.24. I would settle for that. It wouldn't make me the happiest, but I would definitely settle, because that would be 405. Let's call it 15, 405.15. So if we get that pullback, then that can still be a bull flag. Which could propel us, you know, at least probably 407, if not all the way to completion at 408. But just this constant pumping, I mean, it's just insane. Hey guys, North Korea is threatening us, and the Fed's raising interest rates, and retail sales are crazy low, and they're firing and reducing their workforce, and reducing blah, 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 blah. You know what we need? A market pump. Makes sense, right? But again, you can absolutely be long-term bearish, long-term bullish, but short-term bullish, short-term bearish on the opposite end. I mean, it's just, you know, again, the trend is your friend. So whatever the short-term trend is, go with that. Whatever the long-term trend is, go with that. Just depends on how you trade. If you trade 0 DTE, I'd probably stick to the short-term trend. Zero DTE being 0 days to expiration, which is probably one of my favorite things because that is the best scalps you can do. Scalps being getting in and out of a trade very quickly in the same day. Also can be referred to as a round trip. If you're trading in less than 25,000, there is a PDT rule. It's the pattern day trading rule. That's through the Fed or the FCC or one of those people, one of those government entities that says if you don't have $25,000 in your account, you're only allowed 3 round trips per 5-day period, 5-day trading period. So with Monday being a holiday, if you made 3 trades last Friday, your next trade would not be allowed until Monday. So how you skirt that if you have less than $25,000 in your account is you make it a cash account. Lots of places allow that. I use Thinkorswim, as you can see from this platform here. Thinkorswim is through TD Ameritrade. Robinhood, I saw an announcement that they also have a cash option now. I think Webull has a cash option where you can trade based on settled funds, that being funds that settle after the trade. So the PDT rule does not apply unless you're using margin. So that's how you kind of skirt that rule. What you would do, you would just be able to make trades until your buying power is at 0 for that day, and then that should settle the next day, and the next morning throughout that day you would be able to make trades again without being enforced on the PDT rule. So just some friendly advice. Look into that, do more research on it, fully understand it, because if you do make that 4th round trip and you are trading on margin and not a cash account, they will limit your trades to closing trades only, which means you cannot open any more positions. You can only sell what you have. And I think that goes for 90 days. So 90 days without trading is not a good thing. Now, you can always transfer funds out of that account, open a new account, put it somewhere else, and that kind of gets it around it too. But that still stops you from trading until those funds clear. So kind of sucks, but just some good information to have. A lot of people don't understand that. They get themselves in trouble, and then they have to go do research. Always do research and understand it before you do it, not after. That's my 2 cents. So hope that helps somebody. God, this is just absolutely crazy that we are seeing green. There we go. And then one itty bitty red for 10 seconds before it goes back up. I really don't like that. That screams bear manipulation to me. And I don't mean like true market manipulation. I mean, of course, the entire market is based on buyers and sellers. I mean, some people would call it a bull trap. That screams that for me. But again, my sentiment is very bearish. So, I am currently long-term bearish until something changes. So, this might be a bull trap. This just might be an all-day pump. To be determined. We will see. Our RSI is just absolutely incredibly high. Our volume zone oscillator is incredibly high. Our money flow index is absolutely high. Everything is looking for a downfall of some sorts. It might be 50 cents. It might be $5. But it's just crazy to me that we can have an hour-and-a-half pump like this. It's just crazy. So the market doesn't care about your feelings, though, or my feelings, or anybody's feelings. It just kind of does what it wants to do. Depends on where the bears and the bulls are. Well, there's a little bit of a dip. Will we get to my 405.24? Well, I don't know. find out next time on the 11:15 candle. Or maybe even this candle. I don't know. We'll see. That would be a healthy pullback in my opinion. Which means I could actually go short-term bullish today. Extremely short-term. Like for the next 58 minutes. But again, I mean, see, look, this is exactly what I was talking about. So we hit this 83.77. We went just a little bit over it, and look what we did. We went from 406.19 down to 405.50. So if you got in that, if you decided to play that, and this is just me demonstrating the power of options. I mean, it's crazy. Absolutely crazy. Even knowing everything that I know about options, it is absolutely crazy in my mind, the possibilities. So let's say the 406 put. At 11 o'clock, which is right at this candle here, if you bought a put at that 406.19, you could have got it for $1.22. And then currently you could sell it for $1.65. So that's a 43 cents, $1.67 now. That's a giant move. So percentage-wise, that's like a 30% move in 4 minutes. It's crazy. Crazy, 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 crazy. Options is the best way to get and lose money. If you know what you're doing, make money. If you don't, lose money. If you're impatient, lose money. If you're patient, get money. You just have to wait for that perfect trade. And even the perfect trades are still like 90, 95%. So there still is a chance that 5% could kick you in the teeth. But we don't want that. We want wins, wins, wins. I think I could quote Kanye there. I think it's Kanye. Oh, that's DJ Khaled. My bad, Kanye. Let's check our stream. How we doing? How we doing? Oh. I got that song stuck in my head. All I do is win, no matter what. Oh. Did we come down and touch that? We got really close. We got really close. So we 405.63, and so we were 40. Yeah, that's close enough. Not really, but we'll count it. 40 cents. 40 cents is huge in SPY and options trading. $0.40 move in a 0 DTE is probably a 20 to 30 cent move depending on what time of day for the option, which depending on where you're in, I mean, that could potentially be a 10, 15, 20% move for your option or more. would love to make 15 to 20 grand today. So if we choose this right, then Captain Planet's gonna come help us. Hey, look at this. 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 We wanted to touch it again. That's funny. This is a random trend line. I just kind of moved this over for the bull flag. So don't pay attention to this, but it's really funny that it's actually touching my trend line and going up. So it's not quite getting to the support. But I think that's hilarious. Hilarious. No, I'm just going to draw this random trend line and it's going to honor it. So is the market. That never happens, by the way, ever. Just randomly. This is more of a show of projection. So I mean, I can move it all the way over here. I can move it up back here, like whatever. As long as I'm seeing that 408.33 is kind of our target. The halfway point would be 407-ish. I think I said that earlier. Maybe a little bit below just to be safe. But so let's go take a looky look here. What's going on? What's going on? What's going on? Son of a gun. I think we might be doing calls. We being me. I might be doing calls. I'm going to move this just so I don't, like, yeah. I don't want to imagine making a trade based on the random trend line that I just put there based on this. So one thing that I do, and this is something that I learned from a class that I took with a guy that I mentioned previously. He's awesome. Go back to the beginning part of the video if you want to know who it is. But he's really good. He's really cool. He's got a lot of great information. But anyway, so the way that he draws bull flags, and I kind of picked up on this from him, is actually basically choosing your uptrend and then duplicating that line from the down candle and making that your target. And it actually works out pretty well. I'd never seen that done before, and I have this thing. So I love learning new things. Like I want to know everybody's opinion. I want to know everybody's idea. I want to know everybody's strategy, because the more I know on how they do their work and how they do their things, then the more I can kind of form my own opinion on it and how it works. So I don't want to be stuck in like this period of, I only do it one way or whatever. Like, you got to evolve. But so I'm pretty sure this is going to confirm our bull flag for the next 45 minutes at least, until the Fed starts talking, and then we'll see what happens. But this candle here, let's see what we got. We got a little bit of down, potentially touching the RSI 50 point here, and then going back up. I had 3. They're delicious.
Big things come in small packages.
That's for sure. Alright, so what I don't want it to do at this point, because of the uptrend here, is to break 405. I do not want that. But our VIX is pumping. Again, I love my trend lines. I love my... Where's that gonna go? Yeah, there we go. Mm, hmm. Love it. So, just to kind of show you what's going on here. So, this is forming a bull flag here. So, as long as this resistance holds, we don't drop below this 404.95 really, but 405 is where I'd like it to hold. Then this next candle should be pretty green. So, you know, we want confirmation of that. So we want this to drop down a little bit. We want our side to settle a little bit.
Being where it's at, couldn't you buy in now, knowing that in the next hour that it's gonna go down substantially?
I think it's going to go up. I think we're short-term bullish today. So it all depends on this candle, on what I do. So if this decides to break way low, then it's going to reform my opinion. But right now, I think we're forming a bull flag, which would push us up to 407 or potentially even 408 today, which is a giant move. Considering we're already up $3, $4, almost $5 for the day since yesterday's close.
Wow.
Giant. I mean, we're already up 1%. That would essentially be a 2% move for SPY, which is, again, giant.
Damn it, I wanted to be trade today.
That's fine. We'll get it next week. The market will still be here.
Probably go worse enough.
No, yeah.
I don't know what this cottage cheese looking stuff is, but that is not.
What?
It's like white cottage cheese stuff.
That's gross. I told you I would load that. But thanks. So we got one more candle. And this is probably going to be our green. So calls here. I don't like that this is still up here. I don't like that this is still at 67. However, that's a pretty good confirmation of a bull flag. It's our VIX is dropping. VIX dropping, market pumping. So 407 is our target. Yeah.
When you get done, can we call that guy that owns that building, see
Yeah,
what he
yeah.
has to say?
For sure.
It'll kind of help me decide whether we have to go with that guy or not, or if you and I can take care of it.
For sure.
That doesn't stay there. Thank you.
All right, man. See ya. Thanks for watching. Thanks for tuning in.
Can you help me? I appreciate it. Wait, you need to,
Again, still kinda waiting to see
but that loosens up,
what happens here.
cause grease and, whatever's in that, then you let it sit for a little bit.
Specifically because of these, because we really want our primary indicator to show us the direction.
Soap is what they call a surfactant. And what that means is oil and water do not mix, right? They're polar opposites.
Yeah.
What a surfactant does is it lowers,
You're gonna get some extra information on chemicals right now.
polar differential between the two. It makes grease less lipophilic, which is
Water.
fat soluble, water repellent, and makes the water more hydrophobic, where it actually is more meshes easier with.
Alright, so we have a touch on the 1348 on the 1 minute chart. Again, we want confirmation of that. Does it break through? Does it bounce off? I'm leaning that it bounces off. Again, because we are in a bull flag scenario here.
Really?
Yeah, it's chemical bonds. Breaks down chemical bonds, basically resistance between water
I
and.
learned that in chemistry last year.
What a surfactant is.
Wow.
There's just some, well, outside of chemistry.
You can hand wash that. I'll hand wash it. I'll hand wash it.
But that's. I think that's it, it's just, in a nutshell.
Ew.
We have our VWAP at 404.70, which is right in that range, which is going to be right at our 13 EMA here. So if we do get down that low, that should bounce. If it does not hold, we are going lower. If it does hold, we should rebound and continue formation of our bullfight. Now what we can see is that, I know it looks like spaghetti, it's fine. On the 30 minutes, we have our trend here. We can actually move this over here. As long as that holds there,
I'm so sorry.
then that, no, you're fine. That's fine. CNN Herald. That's fine. Camera, go away. Again, that is not aesthetically pleasing to me, so there we go. Much better.
Huh?
Still think we could watch this?
Yeah. Is there a pillow inside of it?
Oh. Got the stuff back in there.
Looks like that held.
Yeah, I mean, you really should be able to. It's foam though, like.
I
Yeah.
don't smell if it was me. I think it smelled the hopping glue on my face.
Yeah, maybe it was you.
476 range. So, up on calls here.
I wasn't gonna say it last night, I was gonna go on.
However,
I thought it was you.
I never smell bad.
Not according to Josh, you've never showered.
Josh is gay.
You're back on power. Not in perfect
So I'm really leaning calls right here because this is holding. We still have 7 minutes. RSI can absolutely bounce off that 50 line here. I feel like I'm turning to a sportscaster now. And here we go, here we go, here we go, here we go. 404.70 is still our VWAP, which is the volume weighted average price. Good indicator, good support, good resistance, depending on which way you're going. Mm. Alright, so I think I'm going to do this. This is getting pretty close for me. I like it. The setup is beautiful. Well, it's pretty. How about that? It'll be a pretty setup. It's not beautiful, but it's not ugly. It's good enough for government work. Actually, I'm going to, I haven't placed it yet, but I'm going to wait either for 2 or 3 more minutes or for this to come down just slightly more. It doesn't have to be right on the 50. I mean, it could be like 54, 55 range, but I'd like for it to touch that for a potential reverse. I'm going to move this over here. That should be our next candle. 407 target. That'll give us a $1.70 move, which at current prices, we're $1 up. So $1.70 move should give us a, 80, 70, 80, 90 cent move on the option contracts. Currently looking at the 405. Okay, so we should get a little bit of a downside here. Where's our timer? Okay, so we just started a new. Again, multiple screens, multiple charts, kind of watching everything going on. Fed talking in 32 minutes, so we gotta watch that. We gotta be prepared for that. Hmm. So we can look at our we got 2 touches here, so we have a descending triangle potential on the VIX, which if we break below that, we will absolutely fire up. Alright. It is trade o'clock. Doo-doo-doo. Love this software. Or not trade software. Software. If you guys stream or anything, you should totally check it out. It's called OBS. I forget what that stands for. What's it stand for? OBS. There we go. Pretty cool. I like it. Mhm. 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 Oh, there we go. You guys hear me again? Sorry. My mic died. Mic check 1, 2. Okay. Where were we? Mic check. Okay, we're good. So our VIX has broken down our descending triangle. Imagine that. You can't short VIX. Yes, I can, and I will. Ooh. Up 10%. Now the market is just waiting for that noon o'clock. Sorry, that's your elevator music while you wait. While we wait. While we wait for news. While we wait for action. Stock market gains more when it's closed than open. It's literally night and day, says Barron's.com. Well, obviously, trade volume is low during the night, so it's easier to push price up and down. So we have a crossover of 1348. 550 on the spot today. It's insane. Short-term bull. Calls are doing well. Wow. About 30 cents. So my little time frame here at the top, the 406.19, down to 404, so about $1.50 move. So if you played that time frame where I said earlier that it's probably going to drop in that time frame, and that would have been a pretty good return, 20, 30, 40%, depending on what you bought. If you bought it. But I didn't get in there because I wait for my indicators to tell me exactly what to do. Do-do-do. 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 And our bull flag is still intact here. So just waiting. Again, this doesn't matter where it is, just moving it over to show our high potential for this. So as long as it doesn't drop below that, which is that candle there, and as long as it goes up halfway, then that's our out. And then we would expect that if it went halfway, there's a lower percent chance that it will continue to complete. So current bull flag, pretty good chance that it's going to get up to this 407 range. Probably sell just below that, just to be safe.
Will land on the tail side of roughly 80% of the time. At the time of Abraham Lincoln was heavier.
So does that mean face up?
Penny?
Tails will land down?
Tails will be face up because the head portion of Abraham Lincoln is heavier.
Interesting.
You spin it, it generally fall that way.
Probably not.
I don't deal with pennies.
My money don't jiggle, it folds. So we're still building this trend here. Pay no attention to the noise behind the curtain. So again, if you watch me, you know that I love my triangles, and I try to spot them everywhere I can for potential, but I see a little mini triangle here. I wonder if we can convert this to the 5 minute, and if that holds. Oh, jeez. Again, sorry. It's got to be aesthetically pleasing. So 5 minute, that holds pretty well. Actually, we can even come over here just a little bit. This being an ascending triangle, which would put us a time frame. Again, Fed speaking at noon could completely blow this out of the water. But another time frame here. No, stop it. Just kind of shade that so you know that that's the time frame. And then we can go down to the 1 minute and take a look here and make sure it's still, oh, okay, yeah. Where's it there? We have touch. So potentially have an ascending triangle forming there in addition to the completion of the bull flag. Again, the Fed speaking at noon. That's 11 minutes. So we need to see what they say. But if that is true, this could absolutely fire up to this 408 range 407 is a higher chance, of course. 408, lower chance, but still possible. Or if they decide to take a dump on the market and be very hawkish, which would not be wise for right now, but they are trying to slow inflation, and that also means the market and putting some fear in there. So this could go either way. I'm probably leaning more bullish just because we have a lot going on. We have our ascending triangle, we have our double bull flag attached to that, or well, our single bull flag, but you get the idea. So let's see. Make sure we watch our VIX. Hey, look, VIX has been pumping up. What I want to do, I want to look here because let's see if we can weigh in some market sentiment here. Some market sentiment here. I want to know, oops, I want to know if it gets above there, and I want to know if it gets below there. There's 2 points. I want to know. And we'll just kind of watch it and see what happens. Shift that just slightly. Actually move that over just a little bit. And see that's so VIX is above 23, which gives us our drop. Will it respect my triangle? Alright, we got 5 minutes until they make a decision on which way the market's gonna go. Um, George and Waller. So last time the Fed's George spoke, he said that the rates must go higher to slow demand. And the last time Waller spoke, says, so last month, I guess a month and a half ago when he spoke, he said that a huge rate hike was possible because of inflation. So that was before. There's been some other reports that come out since then. So Waller also backed another huge rate hike, all-in inflation hike. So they potentially can be hawkish today, or they can absolutely reverse what they've been saying. I don't think either of those will be great unless they say, hey, you know what, we're seeing inflation ease. We may not hike it as much, but again, the market doesn't like uncertainty, and it certainly doesn't like false projections. So before they're saying, we're going to shut it down, we're going to do all this stuff, and, you know, if they reverse that, the market might have a reaction to that. However, we will see. Time always tells. Yeah, 2 minutes. And I'll be right back. Okie doke. So this is going to be huge if, I'm going to move this up just to kind of show the potential. So 747 there, or higher. Support there at 404. So that's probably our range in this time period, depending on what the Fed says, and that is coming to you in just a minute. Make sure to tune in to that.
I can't leave that sheep out, like. Alright. Look.
So the Fed has gone hawkish.
Have fun, kid.
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys can hear this, but I hope so.
To the end of this rate range that we're at right now, smack dab in the middle. So look at the highs that we reached in the June lows. It kind of implies the market. And we had one big investor come on to sell just yesterday. That's Scott Miner, Chief Investment Officer over at Guggenheim. Who made relatively bearish comments, I would say, to where the markets could be headed. But then again, where the markets could appear attractive, take a listen to what he told us on the Bell just yesterday. Between 3,000 and let's broadly say 3,000 and 3,400. Figure out the bottom when we get there. But I would say at that point I'm a buyer. Because if you believe everything I just said, if you believe that the Fed will close, it's going to be supportive for risk assets. And when the seasonals turn around, the seasonals turn positive in November through March, actually through June. So the old adage of buy in May, go, or sell in May, go away, come again at Labor Day. So Shannon, back to the envelope math here. Let's call the S&P 4,000. If it goes down to the bottom end of Scott Miner's range, which is 3,000, that's 1,000 points below 4,000. That's a 25% line from where we are right now. Is there anything in your mind that suggests, Shannon, that a 20 to 25% drop in the market is plausible here? And the way that was implied in those comments, Don, is that's going to happen for November. I have a hard time seeing that scenario play out. I mean, I would agree. At 3,000, I would be a buyer of stock too. I mean, you just think about the valuation rate that require. I don't see a catalyst for that. I do see a catalyst for it. I think you made a great point in terms of being in the mid-range of these June lows and August highs. Is I do see us going long around this level at least through sort of mid-October. That's a very short time period for anybody that has heard me speak before on the show. They know that I'm more of a long-term investor and certainly focused on fundamentals. But I think that these next several weeks are going to be a bit choppy. We're going to see this volatility. I think an important piece that is maybe being understated or perhaps needs to be pointed out in my mind is not just about the Fed. It's not just about what the Fed could potentially be doing to pull us into a recessionary scenario, which could potentially revenues for companies. I think the other thing that's being offset is what are earnings going to look like next year? If we see this persistent inflation, which, to Steve's point, I think that's what the Fed is pointing towards. They believe that inflation is now persistent
that a little bit in August, given the catalyst from our friend Jay Powell. But I think to the, you put up our news technical and listen to read him every day. He may or may not be right. I don't know what to do with the 5-day prognostication. Depends on which where you started. I would say that Shannon made and big. That's where the battle line's being drawn. The analyst community is in June. Next year, that's $500 big. I think plenty of people sub $200 people, by the way, not nothing. So we need to get some clarity on that. You're going to start to get clarity on that in the second half of September when you get pre-announcement season. And we're in conference season right now. So you're like right on the cusp of getting some clarity in the near term of where earnings are going. I will say this, speaking to the economic statistics, and what I hear things are pretty good. Things are pretty good. I'm having a hard time based on what companies are saying, getting to that $200 level.
All right, John and Jerry, and I wonder, there's got to be a way in which you start to see investors positioning themselves for that. I mean, again, the expectation, as Jim points out, we all know the seasonality trade here. Is there any way that could not play out because everybody just thinks it's going to happen and already positioned themselves for it? Do you feel as if the markets right now could be in our investors' mind? That's that.
They are looking for us to get back close to that first $200 technical level. Some people think the great movement that we just keep right on going. I think people will be, I think they'll take a look at what's going to be going on in Europe. And I'm sure you've seen it done. There's been a lot of protests across Europe because sanctions are really fighting in Europe. And as we talk about, the price of nat gas 10 times what it is here in the United States. So people can play here. People are really feeling it there. That tells me that we could get that solid number that Jim Leventhal was just talking about for the earnings picture for the S&P. We could get that because if Europe really has suffered down, if those factories are not open, except for 3 days a week instead of 5, that's a significant benefit. And John has asked the deal of China came roaring back. We know that consumers in China will likely spend because that's what we saw here when we reopened. But they've been now, probably without the same wages and government support that they had here, tells me that maybe they don't come roaring out the chute like we did here. And if they don't, and Europe is flat and falling off of the cliff as far as demand, that's a reason for these earnings to be revised.
So interesting, Steve. You watch the Fed, you watch the ECB as well. I mean, the Fed kind of laid the precedent out there for the rate hike path. The ECB kind of followed, right? They opened the door, and the ECB kind of followed through. Now it's become kind of circular, right? And nobody really wants to not do that until we see inflation under control. I wonder, though, at some point in time, we would be talking about the strength of the dollar and how many countries take advantage of that, right? Maybe from a trade perspective, there's some talk about trade deficits right now because, to be frank, China isn't putting that much economic output out there right now to settle, and neither is Europe, given the energy constraints. So when it comes to the ECB versus the Fed, kind of tough.
The ECB is a good play. I mean, Jay Powell has an ECB. As John mentioned, she has Ukraine massive for their repeat of the affecting I think Jim points out which markets don't do this the simple thing they're not going to do it. And then there's a question out there. If they do it, it's okay. Shannon really squared the circle. It's okay if they want to percent depend on what happens with the economy. And I'm actually going to China, it really depends on everything here. And in China, to a large extent, China is exporting deflation right now. Europe may be exporting inflation right now, so here we have and the U.S. is going to take both of it. But the thing I want to mention is,
So while we're on break for the next couple of seconds, we can just take a look at the range here. If they came in hawkish, which I kind of assumed they would, but at the same time we were building a bull flag and an ascending triangle here. Sorry, got distracted. So that was kind of the range, that being the support here, and that being to the upside, which was the 50%. So that was our range that I wanted to show you guys. We went to the downside because of the hawkish comments. Basically, the Fed said they will do whatever until everything, and we'll go back to them.
The investment committee is making informed Jim. It's the name we've associated with you. It's Copeland. What are you doing with it?
So, we'll get out of that just a little bit on what the Fed was speaking of. And if you look, we came down to the support, the 404.43, just a little below it, but mostly stuck with it. And we've got 3 minutes on this candle, but kind of stayed within that range, came down to the bottom part of this prediction here. Now, it looks like we are forming for the rest of the day. Hopefully a little bit more. 3:30. 3. Say probably. Oops. Sorry about that. Probably say 3:30 there. So we will pull this back just a little bit there. So, I have to get out of here. Good trading day. Got some 15% on some calls. I think that's the only trade I made today. Yep, just that one. Slow day, jeez. But yeah, 15% isn't bad in a day. Not bad at all. Totally could have gotten in calls down here and wrote them up, but that's the 930 range. So again, we want our indicators to basically point us in the direction. If they're not pointing us in the direction, then we need to be super careful. So like kind of separated here. These were fine, but this is the primary indicator. This is the end-all, be-all for me, and everything else is just a confirmation. For the most part, unless I'm seeing a triangle or whatever, but I still want this to be intact. Anyway, so a little bit of wide range here between the two. I want them to be nice and hand-holding. So here, we see up, here, we can see up, but it's not as solid as a chance. You don't have a higher percentage of trades here, but you can still play those, but it's higher risk. It depends on what your risk tolerance is. Me, I don't like to lose, so that's why I get in and out 10, 15, 20% most of the time. I like those 50, 100% trades, but those are few and far between, just because I don't like risk and it scares me. So anyway, 15% of the day, not bad. Anyway, so separated here, up. Right here is a very nice trade. That's a big indicator that we're going to have a little bit of a fall. So the 406.15 down to 404.59, and even down a little bit more, so 403.64. So if you rode that down, you could have made a pretty good profit there, 40, 50, 60%, depending on what you bought. Maybe a little bit more, maybe a little bit less, depending on which way you went. A little bit closer to in the money, a little bit further out of the money kind of thing. So that was good. We saw the rebound. Then we said, hey, the Fed's about to talk. Let's be super careful here. But this is the range. That's the support. And we can see that the Fed came in very hawkish at this 12 o'clock right here. And so we went from 406.19. That would have been great, but we could have predicted what they were going to say. But when you're trying to predict what people are going to say, again, more risk. I don't like that because you never know if they're just going to completely reverse. You never know. So anyway, that would have been a good trade as well. If you thought the Fed was coming in more hawkish, they were going to push it down. Would have been 405.77 down to 404, so $1.25 move or so. It held that support just like I thought it would, hence the range here. And now we are in a very tiny symmetrical triangle here. So done for the day. It's going to be back on Mondays. I try to stream Monday, Wednesday, Friday, so if you like my content, if you found this helpful, make sure you like and subscribe. Yeah, so hope you guys have a great day. Good luck trading the rest of the day. If you make any trades. Prediction for the rest of the day. So this symmetrical triangle could potentially fire up. The only problem is that the hawkish signals from the Fed, the market might just shake those off. This is looking like it's going to reverse up. So again, we marked this support earlier, or resistance earlier. And then it turned into a support, and now we are back to resistance. So that 405.24, solid level to watch. See what happens there. If it goes up, if it breaks above that, gets pretty good over it, closes above it, things like that, that's good to watch for a potential up to the 50% mark of the next resistance, which is actually a little higher. Oh yeah, I remember saying that earlier. 407 range, 406.70, 406.50 to 407 range, somewhere around there. I would potentially like to see that, and then potentially up to the 408.30.